So, Hell in a Cell is this weekend.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell.
That's a pay-per-view.
Didn't we just do one of these like a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
Didn't we say this exact same thing the last time we did one of these?
These pay-per-views are so close together.
They're just popping them out.
I hope the next one is like at least a month, at least like 4 or 5 weeks. I know Survivor Series is next, but I don't know when it is.
Hopefully we get a little bit of a reprieve.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna check quickly before we get into these matches here.
Oh.
Survivor Series is on the 24th of November, so it's about a whole.
Oh yeah, quite a bit of
right
there. Actually, a month from today.
Yeah, exactly a month. So
that we're recording this anyway.
Oh, it'll probably be up today. So
hopefully.
Or tomorrow, or so a day or so after. It's about like a month, 29 days, 30 days or so from now. So there's definitely enough time to build up some new feuds. Hopefully.
Who knows? Maybe we'll just get a continued retread of Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton.
I hope not.
I hope this is the blow-off.
It's gotta be.
I mean,
let's talk about that when we get to it.
We'll get to that.
All right, so let's start at the kickoff match, or pre-show, or whatever you want to call it. And that would be for the Intercontinental Championship, Curtis Axel taking on Big E Langston. So
this is a thing.
I hope more than anything Big E Langston takes the title off of Curtis Axel.
Please, Big E.
I love Big E Langston. I hope he starts his I want 5 gimmick again though too.
Oh yeah, I think that'd
be great, especially against Curtis Axel.
Especially if he's champion.
Especially against Curtis Axel, starting it against him.
Oh yeah.
That'd be great.
Look, I like Curtis Axel's in-ring work. It's not bad. It's okay.
He's boring though.
But you're boring.
He definitely is.
He's not don't feel boring.
No, but here's the thing. If having Paul Heyman with you can't make you exciting, nothing can. No, Ryback has Paul Heyman with him, and Ryback's finally interesting. But Curtis Axel
with Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman can't even help him. I'm not sure there's anything that can.
Besides, Paul Heyman actually gave up on him.
Unless somehow Kurt Hennig rose up from the grave to be with Curtis Axel, there's nothing that can make him exciting. And
you know what? If they brought in Scott Hall and they did like that one bit from the Russell Rock Rumble with Curtis Axel, maybe there might be a chance.
Maybe for a couple, maybe for a few weeks.
For a minute, like just that.
Just that one thing,
bit, and then he's just back to being Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel, and nothing exciting comes from him ever again.
Exactly. That would be my one source of entertainment.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm Curtis Axel and Big Scott Hall. When it comes to tag teams, we'll defeat them all.
And then right after that, nothing. It's just he's Curtis Axel again, and
exactly, perfection.
But yeah, Big E better win this one.
Please, Big E, please.
I'm going with Big E.
We're going with Big E.
To give him the big ending and end his just horrendous title run, please. That's all I ask of you, Big E. I know you can do it, man.
All right, so before we actually get into any of the other matches, I kind of would like to spend a little bit of time speculating as to what other matches are going to be on the card.
Because there's only 5 on the card so far.
Besides this.
This doesn't count as technically.
I know this doesn't count.
3-hour show. So besides the kickoff match, there's only 5 matches. So there's clearly going to be 1 or 2 more added to this card. What I'm assuming for there will probably be a United States title since we didn't have one on the last pay-per-view. So I'm expecting maybe one of those, possibly.
Right.
I don't know who Dean Ambrose would be defending against though.
I don't know if I had to guess. I mean, I know he's kind of done feuding with Ziggler.
He's not though, really. Just this past week on Main Event, Ziggler had another United States title match, so possibly. That's what I was gonna say. That's the only person I could really see that would make sense against Ambrose.
Maybe Sandow if they just wanted to throw names against the wall.
I don't think so because Sandow hasn't been on any show in weeks. I don't think Sandow has been around since the Battleground pre-show.
Oh, wow.
They haven't had him on any shows. So I don't know if they're playing off that supposed fake injury that he got in that pre-show match. That could be it. They could be playing off that.
I'm actually just going over to the WWE roster and I'm just looking at who's there.
So really, Dolph Ziggler is the only person I could see that makes sense to take on Ambrose at this point in time.
Yeah, because everything else will literally just kind of be just throwing names.
It would literally, I wouldn't mind seeing JTG though.
Of course.
Or Heath Slater.
Well, of course we all know that you wouldn't mind
I would
seeing
much
Heath Slater.
for Heath Slater, and I would love Heath Slater to win. And then for 3-man band to go on and make it a fatal 4-way tag team match later in the night, and then win the tag team titles.
Yeah, keep dreaming. Anyway, I mean, I could possibly see it like as a wild card, maybe Bray Wyatt.
No, because I think Bray Wyatt's gonna have a match against Miz, since they've been having a little feud as of late.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it as a wild card.
As a wild card, it could happen, but then there would be no other match though. And unless they just throw in a quick match, they could throw in another all of the Real Americans against someone again, like they did on the last pay-per-view as well.
Right, but it's like, who would they face?
They'd probably face two big guys, so Cesaro can do the swing on one of them, since he's been doing the swing to big guys lately.
Well, it's like besides,
it's like to every big guy that's there possibly is.
It's like besides Great Khali, I don't really know of any big guy that could really do it to.
Well, he's been doing it to Brodus Clay and Tensai as well.
Okay.
He's been doing it to those 3 guys pretty much.
Not really anybody else though.
There's no other big guys that he could, but they could throw I'm just saying, just speculating, they could throw a tag team match like that in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or something, I don't know exactly what they'll throw in, but since there has been a feud between the Wyatt family and The Miz, actually there's also been Kofi Kingston's been involved in that a little bit, I believe, too, so it could be a tag team match between the Wyatt family and Miz and Kingston.
And then, I don't know, the return of Ezekiel Jackson or something.
Oh, that's never gonna happen.
I don't know
what's going on about.
What's going on with poor Ezekiel Jackson and Evan Bourne?
He ain't got no cuts.
He ain't got no... Big Zeke ain't got no guns. Big Zeke ain't not go guns.
Yeah, come on. Primetime players have told us this already.
You're right. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say like what other kind of matches they could throw in besides like a random US title match and like possibly Wyatt versus Miz, but it's like
that's about all I could see. Those are our speculation matches, since we always miss a couple in the card, since we do this a couple days before, because it'd be impossible to do it the day of and then get it up and for people to actually still see it. So
exactly. So that's our guess.
That's our guesses for the speculated matches that might possibly maybe could happen.
But probably
we're wrong on those accounts, but
anyway, so on to actual card. Divas Championship, Brie Bella versus AJ Lee.
Again.
You wanted it before, well now you're really going to get it.
I did want it before, but I don't want it again.
I don't either. AJ Lee.
Yeah, AJ Lee. I really hope they don't give it to Brie Bella.
But Brie Bella.
You know I do. You know I do.
I'm confused.
But it's just it's Brie. I don't want to see Brie. I like Brie Bella in Total Divas. I don't want to see Brie Bella win the Divas Championship though.
I agree.
They're completely different entities. I don't want to see her take on and actually be a wrestler. I just want to see her on Total Divas. That's a good show.
Yeah, I mean we've gushed over AJ Lee before.
We did in the last one. We spent like 10 minutes.
We did. So let's just move on.
Yeah,
AJ Lee is
on for this one. AJ Lee to go over.
So next, it's the WWE Tag Team Champions Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins of The Shield, and also taking on the Usos.
Don't forget the Usos. One of them, I don't know which one, but one of them is the BCW champion.
It's Jay.
All right. Well, Jey Uso is the Backstage Championship Wrestling Champion. So don't forget that. He could use that to his advantage in this.
We cannot discount poor Jey Uso.
And Jimmy Uso did hold it for a while. So.
And was unfortunately forced to retire after the monster that was. Actually, no. He retired Heath Vader.
He did retire Heath Vader.
And then he got beaten up, I think, by like Mark Henry or something. I don't know.
Someone beat him up. But yeah, they could use
I'm fairly certain it was Mark Henry.
They could use that to their advantage. All that brawling that they know to their advantage in this one.
Okay.
That Uso offense, man. Never forget.
Right. So realistically, Usos don't really have a chance.
Hey.
I mean, I love the Usos. You know, it's very obvious. You know, I put them over in our little thing, but
which we can't continue in 2K14.
Which we can't continue in 2K14 without using cause, and Lord knows I am not going to download a stupid Uso cause.
Well, you have 100 slots though, man. Why
I understand that I have 100 slots, but I need to use that for quality talent.
Are you saying that the Usos aren't quality talent?
No, not quality talent as opposed to, like, I don't know, sick Nick Mondo.
Alright, I'll be down. Yeah, but I got 100 slots. I can download 17 sick Nick Mondos and still have the Usos.
Who said I was just going to stop at 17?
That's true. We got 100 sick Nick Mondos.
100 sick Nick Mondos. Nothing but sick Nick Mondos.
That's sick Nick Mondo Battle Royal.
Millions of Mondos, millions of Mondos, millions of Mondos. Anyway.
Back to the match.
Back to the match, yeah. I don't really see the Usos winning.
Yeah, the Usos, I don't see them winning at all.
It really just comes down to, is it going to be the Shield or is it going to be the Rhodes Brothers? I really don't know.
And I'm torn because I want both teams to win.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I just can't decide because I love both these teams.
Yeah, I like the teams too much to kind of really know who would win. I mean, it would make sense either way.
Exactly. This is one of those times where, either guy winning makes complete sense.
Exactly. So, I mean...
At the same time, I don't see why they would put the titles back on the Shield so soon.
Exactly. I mean,
it makes sense for Cody Rhodes and Goldust to win.
I mean, unless they were to try and do a Goldust Cody Rhodes feud, that would be the only reason that I could see them putting it onto the Shield. But
I don't think they'd do that. I don't think they'd start that this soon.
They wouldn't start that now.
If anything, that would be like a WrestleMania match.
Exactly. So they would start that
wouldn't start until around Elimination Chamber.
Or next month even.
I think that's still like 3 or 4 months of them to be having a feud though.
Yeah. You're right. They would probably start that around like Royal Rumble.
Yeah, around Rumble or Elimination Chamber or one of those two pay-per-views in like either January or February.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Forgot when WrestleMania was.
Yeah, it's usually in like beginning of April, so.
I'll say the Rhodes family. I wouldn't be heartbroken or shocked if the Shield won. I'd be absolutely surprised.
I would be so shocked if the Usos somehow won this one.
I'd be ecstatic.
I love how they're actually doing something with tag teams now, though.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say that.
I mean, like,
as much as I've complained in the past, not on these videos per se, but just in general about how terrible they were doing with tag teams, they've really brought them to a new level these past couple of months with actually having triple threat tag team matches, having met plenty of tag teams, not just thrown together tag teams every, month.
Oh yeah. And the thing is like, I grew up in the Attitude Era, but one of my favorite things about the Attitude Era was a lot of the tag teams that were there.
Yeah, there was a lot of tag teams.
Love New Age Outlaws, loved the Dudley Boys, loved Edge and Christian. At the time, I liked the Hardy Boys, or loved the Hardy Boys, and absolutely freaking loved Too Cool.
Who didn't love Too Cool?
To this day, they are my favorite tag team.
Who didn't love Too Cool?
Comment section down below. If you hated Too Cool, let me know. I will kill you.
You're dead, pretty much, so don't comment.
You're dead. Anyway, like, I love tag teams, so to see them coming back in WWE is just really nice for me.
It is. It definitely is.
So I freaking love this. But yeah, as for this match at hand, I think it's going to be the Rhodes family. I wouldn't be shocked if it was the Shield.
Yeah, I definitely think Rhodes family is going to win.
Be absolutely flabbergasted if the Usos won.
Yeah, if the Usos somehow pull this one out, I will literally be shocked. Like, honestly. But I wouldn't mind it. I'll say that.
I wouldn't mind it either. Like, if any of these teams won, really, I'd be happy.
Like, yeah, any of these, this is one of those matches where whoever wins, I couldn't care less, because I will be happy either way.
Yep.
Alright, so moving on. We have CM Punk taking on Ryback and Paul Heyman in a handicap Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, this is going to be so hard for me, Justin. You see, you're making me pick, like, between one of my favorite wrestlers on the roster right now versus my OTP. Like,
we know you, and also by now we know you, and you always wanted to choose Ryback. No matter
exactly.
what.
That's why this is so difficult
no matter what.
for me. I always pick Ryback.
And he always loses.
And I'm always wrong.
You are always wrong with Ryback.
So there's a part of me that wants to say not Ryback, just in the so that way he will win.
Just so you don't jinx it.
So don't jinx him. But I don't know. This is hard to say because there's a part of me that's like, I'm kind of done with CM Punk versus Paul Heyman.
See, I don't. A lot of people have a problem with this feud. I like the feud. You know, it's keeping CM Punk busy, so he's not in the main picture, which is always good because we don't need so many guys in there.
No, I agree. You don't need to have so many guys in the main picture. It's just for me personally, it's like I've seen CM Punk out of that main picture for so long, like pretty much like the whole entire year. Really?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Since WrestleMania.
Ever since pretty much.
Well, actually, no, even before
since
WrestleMania.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, since
in his second match with The Rock, he's been out of the whole title picture, which is good, I guess.
Well, yeah.
That's the one thing about him having that whole 434-day title reign. He's already looking credible. He doesn't need the title anymore to build him up anymore, really. But
No, I agree. He doesn't really need the title for any sort of rub. It's just kind of like. For me, it's kind of like I just don't see him pursuing the title at all. And I understand that, he's mad at Paul Heyman and he really wants to kill Paul Heyman.
Until he actually gets his hands on Paul Heyman, the feud's not going to end. So
Right. No, I understand that. And that's why I'm just kind of like, can he please lay his hands on Paul Heyman?
And here's the thing, though. Ryback won, CM Punk won at the last pay-per-view, so that pretty much kind of puts his odds down going into Hell in a Cell.
I know.
Now, he could lose and still get his hands on Paul Heyman, though.
I'm sure, but I doubt that.
I don't know what they're going to do with that.
I doubt that they would book him to lose and not lay a finger on Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I know. It's just... I want to see Punk win this, just because as much as I don't have a problem with this feud, I would like to see it finally end. It's been going on since, July?
It's been going on for a while.
It's been going on, I think, since Money in the Bank. Since before Money in the Bank, I believe, actually.
Yeah.
So...
I'm just burned out of it.
And I mean, it makes sense for it to finally end in a Hell in a Cell match. That's usually should be a feud ender match. So.
And as you guys know from previous prediction videos, I like all three of these guys.
Oh yeah.
I do. I absolutely love Paul Heyman. I love CM Punk. I like Ryback.
Yeah. I used to not like Ryback, but now I like Ryback. I like his new I like his new gimmick, and I like him being with Paul Heyman. So.
Yeah, and I think exactly Paul Heyman gives Ryback, kind of a more charismatic size. Cause
yeah, he does.
Ryback is more of just kind of your meathead kind of dude.
He is.
So I mean, it's hard for me to really say. I will say that I think. I know I said I wasn't going to say this. I think Ryback and Paul Heyman are going to win.
Well, now we all know that they're not going to win.
Now we all know that they're not going to win.
There we go.
So let's just get that out of the way.
But
I think they're going to win.
So I'm going to go with CM Punk, so I'm correct, because you've already guessed Ryback.
I have given Ryback the kiss of
death. There goes that. You've just ruined all his chances.
I'm aware.
Ryback is dead.
I understand that Ryback will in fact be dead. Come Hell in a Cell. Out of a botched tribute to the Blue Blazer.
Oh no.
And the video gets taken down. I don't know. I keep thinking there's going to be this one time where Ryback finally does win a match because it's just he hasn't won one yet and there's no legitimacy to him at all.
Yeah, we've been doing these. We have literally been doing these for 6 or 7 months now. And
I know it, and every single time we've just been Ryback needs to win a match.
He needs to.
Because he looks like poop.
And then he doesn't win the match.
And then he doesn't win the match, and he continues to not really be all that intimidating.
But he hates bullies.
I understand that he hates bullies.
But he He hates bullies. Don't be a bully to Ryback.
But he is a bully.
Don't be a bully. He doesn't like bullies.
Ryback is a bully.
But he doesn't like bullies.
Don't you remember the one time he beat up Robert Evans?
Don't you remember the one time he threw Drake Younger across the table on SmackDown?
Don't you remember? Wait, what? That was Drake Younger? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in a backstage segment and he threw him. He killed him.
Oh.
And Joey Ryan was in the background looking on.
Oh. And don't you remember that one time that he killed Sabian and another dude?
Yeah, I do remember that one time. He double shell-shocked him.
Yep.
And then killed him. And
Yep.
they were never to be seen again in WWE programming.
Poor Sabian. Poor Robert Evans.
Poor everybody.
Poor Joey Ryan. Poor Drake Younger.
Hey,
Poor
Joey Ryan didn't get touched, so not poor Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan being in the background, not really doing anything, and never to be seen on
He
WWE
called for help.
again. I understand they called for help, but he's never been on WWE programming.
So, there's that.
So yeah.
So I'm going with CM Punk.
I think Ryback will win eventually at some point in the near future. I don't know if it'll be this match, but you know.
But you're going with him anyway.
I'm going with him anyway.
Alright, so next up is the World Heavyweight title match. This is my favorite moment of any prediction where we're going to shit all over Alberto Del Rio. And he is taking on John Cena this time.
And this is where things get hard.
The returning John Cena, mind you. Who's been out for, I think, 2 months? Wasn't he supposed to be out for like 5 to 6 or something?
Justin, does it really look like I care about John Cena at all?
A little bit.
No.
I'm just saying, I thought he was supposed to be out for like 5 to 6, but no.
I sip my Kool-Aid in dissatisfaction.
It's like 1 to 2.
I think it was supposed to be like 6 or 5 or something like that.
Here's the thing, if it was 5 to 6 and John Cena made a surprise return, I can't say I wouldn't, I can't say I wouldn't like it because, he's been out for 5 to 6 months and he's back. But this is 1 to 2 months and he's back and he's getting a title shot.
Well, it's John Cena.
No. But what did he do to deserve this? He got injured and then he's back.
He's John Cena.
He is John Cena, but at least he's not in the WWE title picture.
True.
I will say that. At least he's not interrupting that storyline.
So here is my prediction, and I think this is perfect. John Cena is going to win the match, and then Damian Sandow is going to cash in Money in the Bank and become World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes. Can we have this happen?
Damian Sandow and John Cena into a feud.
Can we have this happen? I hope you book this right. I hope you are correct because
I'm sorry, but it's perfect. Okay, John Cena is coming back early from injury.
Alberto Del Rio is boring as hell and should get out of the title.
Alberto Del Rio is boring as hell and should drop the belt as soon as possible. And then we have this burning superstar named Damian Sandow,
who's been absent for
weeks. Been out of action for weeks, upwards of a month.
Yes, I think
here is his opportunity.
Yes, let's go with that, especially after a grueling world title match.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Alberto Del Rio will lose the title, and Del Rio, you know him, he likes to attack after the match with the cross arm breaker.
Exactly. So he could lose his temper, attack John Cena, and then
out comes Damian Sandow.
Out comes Damian Sandow. Whatever the name of his straitjacket neckbreaker is, I forget what it's called.
I don't know, but he could also hit him with the elbow of disdain.
Or that as well.
I would love to see him hit him with the elbow of disdain. And then he gets the win and is the new World Heavyweight Champion and starts a feud with John Cena.
And everyone cheers.
Yes, everyone would cheer because that sounds perfect.
Yes.
But can we shit all over Alberto Del Rio?
Do we have to? I mean, we do it every day. I mean,
we do.
Del Rio's a piece of shit. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything worth cutting a promo about. He's boring as all hell.
To add on to that, hold up. To add on that, he does not know how to cut a promo. He has not been building this match at all. There has been nothing that made me excited for this because of Alberto Del Rio not saying a damn thing.
But Justin, you fail to understand. It's John Cena coming back. That's enough to sell you on the match, right?
Okay, but here's the thing. Anybody else would be out there trying to sell me even more on the match. But Alberto Del Rio is just going on about how he's so great. No one wants to know how great you are, Del Rio, because you aren't. Jesus, Del Rio.
Well, the thing is I don't think that Del Rio is trying to is trying to sell you on the match. He's just trying to sell you on himself as a
exactly
legitimate challenge.
He can't sell me on himself because he's terrible.
I understand that. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just, that's what he's trying to do. I'm not saying it's working.
What he's trying to do, but he shouldn't try it because he's not gonna succeed.
Just like Justin, it's okay. I came up with my dream world scenario, so I'm just gonna live in Nirvana for a couple of seconds and ignore the fact that this is a John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio match.
I'm going with that prediction. That's my complete prediction. I'm not even gonna predict just someone to win. I'm gonna predict that Damien Sandow cashes in.
Yes.
That's my prediction.
That is our prediction. Now, again, this is an Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena match. I don't care who wins.
I do.
If I had to pick one, I'd pick John Cena.
I would see exactly. I don't care who is facing Del Rio. Anybody could have been here facing Del Rio. I would pick them.
I hate both of these guys.
Like seriously, Hulk Hogan could come back and be facing Alberto Del Rio, and I would choose him. Let's see, who else? A drugged up, I don't even know, Jeff Hardy could be in this match.
Nathan Jones could be in this
match. Nathan Jones could be in this match, and I would choose him over Del Rio.
Who's someone I hate? Like
Zombified Test could be in this match.
Zombified Test.
And I would choose him over Del Rio.
I'm trying to think of someone that I legitimately hate besides Jeff or Matt Hardy. Like, Matt Hardy could come back, and I'd pick him to win.
Exactly.
Nate Webb.
I love Nate Webb, of course.
I understand that you love Nate Webb, I just don't see it.
Well, I don't see him being in WWE and or this match, but I would pick him if he was.
I was about to say somebody that I hate, and immediately what came to my mind was Jim Cornette, but I love Jim Cornette.
But that's the thing, Jim Cornette could be in this match, someone who has never wrestled a match.
Oh, he's wrestled a match. He's wrestled a tuxedo match against...
All right. Someone who has never wrestled a good match could be in this, and I would pick Jim Cornette.
Daniel Puder could be in this match.
Yeah, Daniel Puder could be here. Michael Cole could be in this match, and I would want him to win.
Well, to be fair, wouldn't you want to see Michael Cole as the World Heavyweight Champion?
Okay, yeah, I would actually. That'd be pretty great.
Especially if he also was a part of the
Josh Matthews could be here.
Todd Grisham could come out and win this match, and we'd both be happy.
Jonathan Coachman could come out.
Hey.
Maven could come out. Now that would be great.
I'm trying to think of somebody that, like, everyone hates. Like, everyone.
Curtis Axel!
Curtis Axel could come out.
This match. I would want him to win.
David Otunga and or Heath Slater could come out.
I would love either or of those. That would be great.
Exactly. Hell, Jennifer Hudson could come out.
Yes, that could Nikki Bella could be in this match. And I would want Nikki Bella to take the title from Del Rio.
Nick Gage could come out.
Break out of prison and come here to Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
And he could be in the match, and I would want him to win. John Zandig could be in the match.
Are we done?
Yeah, I think this joke is good.
I was like, we probably could have stopped at Jim Cornette, but okay, we're gonna...
We had to keep going.
Needless to say, we hate Del Rio.
We do hate Del Rio.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway.
So we're sticking with Damien Sandow cashing in.
Damien Sandow cashing in Money in the Bank. If only just for my own sake, because I really don't want John Cena.
I really don't want either of these two being the champ, but of course I would choose anybody over Del Rio, as we just made clear. Alright, so I think we can move on to the main event now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the main event, WWE Championship on the line as Randy Orton takes on Daniel Bryan in Hell in a Cell with special guest referee Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I can cast my vote.
You could have cast your vote for the last one, too.
I did. I casted my vote for John Cena, and it was 89 and 11. This one, however, is 73 for Bryan and 27 for Orton. So it's a bit more even though it's not very even. It's a bit more.
Well, it's a bit more split than in the past when there was Orton versus Bryan.
Actually, I think the first one was more split than this one.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to say split. I mean to say more one-sided.
I think last time Bryan might have had something in the 80%.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I think it wasn't 70. I think it was higher than 73.
Well, I like to think that sometimes people think in storyline when they cast their votes.
We've seen every single Cena match that we've had to go through has had
True.
Cena in the 90s or 80s, so
Yeah.
that's not very.
No, I know.
Even his match with Daniel Bryan, he was still like 80 or 90%. So.
Please don't remind me of things that make me cry. Anyway, so yes, Daniel Bryan and Orton with Shawn Michaels. I postulated, I think, with you one time. I don't know if I said this on camera or not. Or on camera, in recording. That I think what probably is going to end up happening is that Shawn Michaels is going to turn on Bryan and help Orton win the championship because he's friends with Triple H.
That's exactly what I was just going to predict. I mean, that's what I see happening. If that doesn't happen, I'll be shocked, honestly.
Right. I mean, it could work from both angles. I mean, since Shawn Michaels is
to be fair, like I said,
one of Daniel Bryan's teachers.
Like I said before, I think this storyline is leading up to Bryan versus Triple H.
Oh yeah, totally.
Especially with how they've been actually facing off with each other and promoting against each other in recent weeks. It definitely seems like give the title to Orton and have Bryan go after Triple H for screwing him out of the title in this match, for sending Shawn Michaels to screw him out of the victory.
Exactly.
And then causing a match between those two at a upcoming pay-per-view.
Exactly. So for that reason, I do think that Orton is going to win.
I see Orton coming out on top in this one.
We both want Bryan to win.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I've said in every other one,
we like Daniel Bryan.
I love Daniel Bryan. I want to see him win.
Yeah.
But like I said, even in this, Daniel Bryan winning the title does not further the storyline.
It doesn't.
It just simply doesn't. It leaves him dead in the air. There's nowhere else to go from there, really.
Yeah, if Daniel Bryan were to win the championship, it would kind of kill the story.
Exactly. Now, have him go against Triple H, then put him back in the title picture maybe, and then at WrestleMania he can get his WrestleMania moment and get the title finally after all these months.
Ding, ding, ding. Actually, if anything, what I see happening from this Hell in a Cell match, if Michaels does in fact screw Bryan, is Bryan versus Michaels at Survivor Series.
I don't see Michaels.
I don't see Michaels wrestling a match, but it's a possibility.
It's a possibility. It definitely is. It's hard for me to see Michaels coming out of retirement. He seems like one of the guys that would definitely.
Once he's done, he's done.
He's done. He comes back for special guest referee matches, but that's it. He won't come back to actually wrestle again.
True. Although, I'm trying to think of one guy that retired and like everyone was just like, okay, well he's done. We're never going to see him again. And then he ended up showing up all the time. I want to say it was Mick Foley.
Alright, Mick Foley retired like 4 times, and then he's come back every time.
Mick Foley, Terry Funk.
But they didn't have a big. Well, actually, never mind.
Low-key.
Mick Foley had many you lose, you're done matches, and then he still came back.
Yeah.
But I guess it was just the way that he lost the second match to The Undertaker. Just the whole way it happened that I see him staying retired. He had the big send out on Raw.
Oh yeah. But then, to
be fair, so did Ric Flair, and we all know how that ended up.
Well, it wasn't in WWE; it was in TNA.
It doesn't matter. He still came out of retirement.
I know.
No,
I'm just saying.
When he really shouldn't have.
I know it. Well, the less that's said about TNA, the better. I say this having known full well that you wanted to do predictions for Bound for Glory. Really?
I did, and then half the arena was empty for Bound for Glory.
Really? That bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
They only filled up half the arena they went to.
Where were they?
I'm not too sure exactly where they were. It was a pretty decent sized arena though, and they couldn't even fill up half of it. So.
See, I'm like, if they went to like a smaller sized arena and they couldn't fill it up, then I'd be like, oh.
But the thing is, they couldn't. Literally, a whole side was completely empty.
Wow.
So. But.
Well, good thing they have Dark Game.
And it was a terrible pay-per-view. I unfortunately decided to sit down and watch it, and.
Well, I was about to say, I'm sure it was terrible. I had to work.
It was. Well, I didn't.
No, I didn't have to work. I just chose not to because
I didn't watch it live, but I watched it, after it was so I could skip what I didn't want to see, which was pretty much everything. Lady
Toppo versus whoever.
And here's the thing. They had an Ultimate X match, which I thought, oh, this will be a good match. It's an Ultimate X match. They're always usually good. But guess what?
No, they're not.
I love all the Ultimate X, but it turned into a ladder.
I like the old Ultimate X match.
It turned into a ladder match.
Yeah. Well,
and
course.
It ended with a spot with a ladder, so.
Well, the problem is that they don't have, okay, I know we're supposed to be talking about WWE, but here's the thing. We're going to talk about TNA for a second. I know back in the day, they used to have, like, really athletic guys working for TNA, like, really good people,
yeah.
like, you know, low-key. And, fucking Helix Skipper, kind of, sort of.
Sanjay
really.
Dutt.
Yes. Sanjay Dutt, yes.
Alex Shelley.
Alex Shelley. Who apparently has been having quite a few injury problems lately.
I think so.
Well, he is working in Japan.
And all guys like that.
Yeah, guys like that. And they were actually able to do the Ultimate X match as it was originally intended.
And don't forget AJ Styles in there too.
AJ Styles, of course.
Christopher Daniels, Kazarian.
And Samoa Joe pre-20 pounds ago.
I don't think he was ever in like one of the older Ultimate X matches though.
He was definitely in one with...
I know he was in one, but like the older ones where they were like full on really good.
Right, no, I think he did one with Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles.
Did he? I think you're right, actually. I think you're right. I think that might have been in like 2007, 2005, 2000.
Back in the days when they were on like Fox Sportsnet and they still had Phi Delta Slam.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's when. Anyway.
That shows you how long it's been since I've watched TNA. Anyway.
Don't say it's been that long. You watched an episode that one time.
Oh yeah.
With the Knockouts ladder match. That was
terrible. There was a figure four on the ladder, and it lasted for like 5 hours. The longest figure four I had ever seen in my life.
And it looked really bad.
It looked horrible.
It looked like it hurt. I don't remember who was doing it. I believe Tara Terrell was doing it, and it looked like it hurt her.
It was hurting Taryn Tower more than it was hurting, like, I don't know.
I think it was Gail Kim.
It was Gail Kim versus
and whichever one was doing the move, it looked like it hurt her worse than her opponent.
Gail Kim, I would imagine, was doing it.
I think you're right. All I know is it looked like it was hurting her worse
than
the opponent.
I don't remember if it was whatever. Anyway, it was bad. Just
it was
bad.
A terrible match.
It was horrible.
Oh God.
Oh my good. Anyway, so back to WWE. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Orton.
I think definitely Orton is gonna be winning this one.
I'd be surprised if it was Bryan. Just from my perspective. Hopefully this means that Bryan is gonna go more after Triple H because it's very obvious who's.
It definitely seems like he is. That's the only thing that makes sense for me.
Exactly.
To me.
Yeah.
If it makes perfect sense for them to finally have Bryan go after the guy who's been screwing him over for all these weeks and months.
Right.
Finally get some comeuppance in here.
But who knows? Maybe we're wrong.
We're usually always wrong, so.
We've been wrong every pay-per-view.
No, hey, I was right about the exact way that Battleground was going to pretty much end.
No, you were right about that. I just meant about like.
Right.
No, I just meant like when you go down the cards of every single pay-per-view, there has been times when we have been wrong.
There's been more than times. Some pay-per-views I think we've got every single match wrong, so.
Even with Night of Champions, yes.
Exactly.
Let's never talk of that again. They're totally gonna put no. Anyway, so quick recap. In the kickoff, Big E versus Curtis. We both pray that it is going to be Big E.
Just Big E has to take that title from Curtis.
He just really does.
The Curtis Axel is just so boring. The title is doing nothing for him. He's doing nothing for the title.
Exactly.
So, Big E is actually, he's doing something. Big E's actually entertaining to watch.
Yes. Quality kielbasa.
Exactly.
Quality.
And don't forget about the deli sliced ham.
And deli sliced ham.
Don't interrupt him when he's eating that stuff, or else you're gonna have a bad time.
Exactly.
So yeah, Big E to win.
Love Big E. Big E to win.
Hopefully.
Divas Championship, AJ versus Brie.
AJ.
Move on.
Just AJ.
WWE Tag Team titles. Rhodes versus Shield versus Usos. Rhodes?
I gotta say, either Rhodes or Shield. I can't choose. I just honestly can't choose.
I'm like, it's got to be the Rhodes because they've only held the championship for like one pay-per-view, right?
They won the Raw, I think, after the last.
I'm sorry, you're right.
So
they won their jobs in the pay-per-view.
So they've literally had it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wouldn't make sense to take them off them, but that being said, I wouldn't care if either three of these teams won.
Oh yeah.
So
I'd be satisfied.
So there is that. I think Rhodes is gonna win though. So.
Okay.
Definitely.
So we both think Rhodes. Wouldn't be shocked if any. We'd be.
I'd be shocked if the Usos won, but I wouldn't care. I'd still love it.
I'd
still love it.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
CM Punk versus Ryback and Paul Heyman. Again, I pick Ryback.
Which is why I'm saying, we all know now that Ryback isn't gonna win.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna go with CM Punk.
I'm never right with Ryback. I'm never right with Ryback.
You are. We're never right with Ryback.
Well, it's like, okay, he's lost every single pay-per-view match that he's ever been in, and it's like, please.
He seriously has.
Just like, come on.
He's not gonna win this one either, so.
World Heavyweight Championship.
Hey, hold up. Ryback did win that one pay-per-view match when he faced those 2 or 3 jobbers. So he has that under his belt.
Well, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
How could you forget such a amazing match that's going to go down in the history as just the greatest match?
All right, let me rephrase that. Ryback has never won any pay-per-view match that I've cared about.
You didn't care about that 5-star classic? What's wrong with you?
It's a fucking squash.
It was good.
It was a squash.
It was the greatest match I've ever seen.
Whatever. World Heavyweight Championship. Del Rio versus Cena. We think it's going to be Sandow walking away with the belt.
Yeah, after Cena
wins. After he overcomes the odds.
Is this really overcoming the odds, though?
I don't know.
Well, I guess so because he's coming back from injury.
Exactly. He's overcoming the odds of him possibly becoming re-injured.
So yeah, there's that. And then we both think that Del Rio is going to attack him after match, work on his recently injured arm with his cross arm breaker.
Possibly.
Which will lead to Sandow coming out and hitting him with his finisher and or the elbow of disdain and winning the World Heavyweight Championship.
And then finally, in Hell in a Cell. I'm sorry, Ryback versus CM Punk was also in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, we did forget to mention that.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Orton versus Bryan, Hell in a Cell, special guest referee match with, what's his face, Shawn Michaels.
You mean HB Shizzle? As he's been calling himself?
Yeah, I actually did watch Raw this week, and I did see that, and I was like, and off.
And off.
Anyway, so with HB Shizzle.
HB Shizzle is the rep. HB Shizzle is gonna screw Bryan, I believe. Because of Triple H, which will lead to Triple H versus Bryan at an upcoming pay-per-view.
At some point in the eventual.
Actually, you know what it will probably be since Survivor Series, it will probably be a 5-on-5 match with Triple H's team and Bryan's team. At Survivor Series.
So let's see. If I had to guess who would be Team Bryan, I would say right now, if that were to happen, and this is just for funsies now, we both think it's going to be Orton. By the way.
Yeah.
If I had to pick who was going to be on Team Bryan, it would probably end up being Daniel Bryan himself, Big Show, the Rhodes family,
and maybe Dolph Ziggler.
Maybe Dolph Ziggler. I mean, that would make the most sense considering he has been feuding with Dean Ambrose. And then for Team Triple H, it would probably be like the Shield and not
Shield.
Himself.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be in that match.
He wouldn't be in that match.
So it'd be
like
Shield.
The Shield.
I would say Orton, but Orton would have the title, so I don't think they would not have a title match.
Unless they were to keep it vacant, which really would not make sense.
They would, though. That's not going to happen.
After what happened last time, with everyone getting pissed off about it being vacant. And to be fair, me and Justin kind of didn't. We saw it becoming vacant.
Yeah, exactly.
To an extent. If we had to pick anybody, it would have been Orton, but we did see it being vacant. There's a possibility it could be vacant here, but after what happened last time and everyone getting pissed off.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be vacant here.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
If by some cosmic way it did remain vacant, though, I could see it being. Orton being in, like, whatever Survivor Series match, although...
Yeah.
Doubt it. I don't know. Who would be the other two?
I'm trying to think. There's definitely people that it could be, but...
wouldn't really be Curtis Axel.
No, he's not involved in that storyline at all.
Not at all.
I don't know.
Or, you know what they could do? Instead of Dolph Ziggler, they could throw CM Punk in there.
Yeah, but he hasn't been involved in the storyline. Yeah, but they could, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't really see it happening as a possibility. Oh, you know who it could be? The Real Americans.
It could, but there had to have been other people that Triple H and Stephanie have been siding with that would make sense, that I just can't think of right now.
Yeah, I can't really think of anybody else either right now. I mean, that's just kind of like a thought, not really.
This is just I just think that might possibly happen.
Yeah, it's possible.
It would make sense.
And I wouldn't mind it because, it's been forever since I've seen a actual Survivor Series match.
They have one every year, but it's usually just a random thrown together 5-on-5, job.
It's like some weird feud. Yeah, it's like a weird feud that like everyone was like, wait, what?
Hold up. You know what? I'm gonna go check quickly while we're still on here. I'm gonna go check quickly what last year's 5-on-5 match was.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Try to go to Survivor Series.
Let's see.
Last year it was Team Ziggler
versus Team Foley. Which it was originally supposed to actually be Team CM Punk versus Team Foley. I remember that, and then they changed it, and it made no sense.
I like how Team Ziggler also had David Otunga.
There was actually, I think, another one down here too, which was Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, Brodus Clay, Justin Gabriel, and Tyson Kidd, taking on the Primetime Players, Tensei Primo, and Epico. So there was two of them, but the second one was definitely just thrown together.
I know what you're talking about. That had a lot of lore to it.
Oh yeah.
I remember the storied rivalry between Tyson Kidd, Justin Gabriel, Brodus Clay, Sin Cara, and Rey Mysterio when they took on their greatest rivals, the Primetime Players, Tensai.
You're right. How can I forget all that story that was put into that match?
So much effort was put into that match.
It has been quite a few years, though, since there's been like a real main event type 5-on-5 elimination match, so.
Yeah.
So I am hoping for that.
It'd be nice. One that actually had build up to it as opposed to just something weird.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll see.
Who knows?
Who knows indeed. Anyway. I think Hell in a Cell will be a pretty okay show.
I think it will be a good show.
Not show of the year.
Oh, definitely not show of the year, but
definitely not show of the year. But I think it'll be good.
It'll definitely, if not all the matches, I definitely see the tag team match being good.
I see that tag team match being pretty good. I see
possibly CM Punk versus Ryback and Paul Heyman could be good.
I see it being entertaining. I don't really see it being good.
It could be, but Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan should be good too.
Oh, that should be really good.
Their match last month was really good, especially compared to the one they had before that, which was not that great.
Yeah, Del Rio versus Cena, I don't see much hope in.
It's Del Rio.
And AJ can wrestle a good match, but Brie can't really, besides Divas match.
Brie has gotten a lot better, I will give her that though.
No, she's gotten better.
But she still can't.
But she's not AJ.
Yeah, exactly.
By any stretch of the imagination, she's not AJ. And who knows, maybe the kickoff match will even be alright.
If Big E wins, it'll be okay.
Oh yeah, Big E wins.
If Curtis Axel wins, then it's one of those matches that it's gotta be terrible because, Curtis Axel.
Exactly.
Alright, well, I think that does it for Hell in a Cell.
I think so. But who knows? Maybe they'll introduce some other matches that we missed.
Oh, they definitely will. There's got to at least be one or two matches that they'll just throw on the card for whatever reason.
Of course. That always happens. Which
they always do.
Didn't we say that if it was going to be anything, it probably would end up being Ziggler versus
Ambrose and
Wyatt versus
Miz and/or the Wyatt family
taking
on Miz and Kingston, since
Miz and Kingston.
That's been kind of going on.
Right.
So those are the two matches that I speculate that could possibly happen.
Best I've got, anyway.
Yeah, or they could just throw some tag team match together with the Real Americans and
Real Americans and
Diego and what's his face?
the Los Matadors.
Los Matador. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I could probably.
Since I mean that's one that actually makes sense since Zeb Coulter has been going off of them for being more illegals here.
Yep.
So
three.
So those are three possible matches that I see.
Yep. I could definitely see Los Matadors versus Real Americans.
Yeah,
and a United States Championship match. The Wyatt family match. I mean, I like the Wyatts.
Like I said, they've been having a feud, so that's why I see it happening.
No, I understand that there's been a feud. It's just kind of like, I like the Wyatts, but is it really a feud?
Well, it has been a feud.
Or has it just been something that's been...
Actually, I read the SmackDown spoilers, and the Wyatts actually, like, Miz was supposed to be in the main event match, and they kidnapped him and locked him in a cage, so...
Oh my god.
So they have been feuding.
Why do I have to work?
They locked him in a cage.
Why do I have to work on fucking Friday?
I don't know where it went from there. All I know is that he got locked in a cage, so I am gonna have to watch that.
Alright. Well, there you go.
There's our Hell in a Cell predictions.
Yeah, should be an okay show.
Yeah, it should be a good show.
Alright, bye.
Bye.